So I just got finished reading an email from somebody who wrote me after watching a video that I had done about narrating your own book. It was with Grammar Girl, and we had a conversation about it. And I don't usually get emails like this, but he had an admonition for me, and how I treated it was really interesting. Let me share with you his criticism and how I reacted in this episode of the VOHeroes podcast. So I had this session with Grammar Girl, Mignon Fogarty, when I launched Narrate Your Own Book, and we were talking about different things around public domain narration, public domain titles, what ACX expects, what Audible requires, etc. And I got an email from someone in the Northeast of the United States who is a voice talent and has been on my mailing list for 4 years or so. I think he signed up during the pandemic. And he wrote me back and he said, yeah, all that stuff you were talking about, I don't want to read it verbatim because it doesn't compute. But all that stuff you were talking about, you know, there's a whole bunch of videos on YouTube that will teach you how to do all this for free. And you're going to charge? Just saying. And what popped into my head immediately was something that Joseph Brodsky, he's a very interesting writer, poet, etc. And he has some advice for people who have critics, and what they say, how they say it, and how to treat that moment. Don't we all have people like that? And the really cogent part about what he has to say in all this is rush through or past them, and by them he means the events that they have created to criticize you, this email that he sent me, or a public criticism, or something online in a Facebook group or whatever. Rush through or past them as though they were yellow and not red lights. And he explains what he means by that. Don't linger on them, but there's something about that he doesn't say that I think is really interesting, and that is yellow lights mean caution. And yellow lights can give you a moment to just consider what happened, what is about to happen, what could happen. My initial knee-jerk reaction was to write back and say, yeah, I know. I've made about 1,000 of those videos on YouTube that you can get for free. I'm very well aware. But I didn't. I haven't written back at all. I don't plan to write back. I don't know what his situation was this morning when he sent the email to me. I don't know if there's anything going on with him emotionally or mentally or socially that caused this kind of lashing out. And it's not the first time I've gotten email from people going, hey, you know what you charge to teach? I can find that all out on YouTube. Great. I go to YouTube all the time to teach myself stuff, and it's a great option. What I do is I focus all of that information in a way that is deliberate and methodical and designed to make things easy and to make it stick. And yeah, everything, knowledge is everywhere now, beginning with Google, beginning with Alta Vista. I mean, go back to, the origins of the gathering of knowledge on the web. And all of a sudden people are like, oh, that's the end of encyclopedias. That's the end of libraries. That's the end of, anybody having to go to college to learn anything. Oh my God, the death knells. But the fact is, we learn in all kinds of ways. And what I'm trying to create is a valuable resource that people can refer to in a systematized and categorized way, so that when they want to remember how to do cover art for a book, they can just come to that particular, they don't have to search anything. They can just go right to the lesson that I've created for them. And there's value in that. And some people look at, the notion of, hey, you're charging for this when you can get all this on YouTube, and they miss the value of context. But it's worth treating it like a yellow light. is there anything here that I can use? Is there anything here that has actual informational value? Or is there some truth in what he's saying about what's going on? Did I create a product that could easily be recreated by just going to YouTube? I don't think so, but it's worth thinking about for a moment. Treating that moment as a yellow light and not a red light. So, when somebody criticizes you, you don't have to feel like you've been attacked, even if you have. You can choose to react any way you want. And you don't have to make it something that stops you dead in your tracks for any longer than a moment or so as you consider whether there's any truth there. But it's like a nice little litmus test, So what do you think about all this? You ever get criticized and you think to yourself, oh my God, what happens now, Yeah, you're right. Or you immediately react with, no, you don't know what you're talking about, no. So I just want to know what you think about what I've been saying here. Hit the like button if you like what you're hearing. You can subscribe to the channel. You can click the notification bell. You can forward this on to somebody who spends their time sending you samples of emails that they react with. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. And please feel free to forward this to anybody else who you think might benefit from it. I'm David H. Lawrence the 17th. I thank you so much for watching and for listening. And I will see you in the next episode of the VOHeroes podcast.